Oh yeah, Cashapp. Oh yeah, Cashapp.
Couple things, people. Um, I wanted to come on here and share with the people just a couple thoughts. Sipping on that nectar, you understand? Two live streams in a row. What the hell? What the hell is going on, man? Um, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. Did not make it to the beach this morning. Um, just time, time. Everything seems to be the battle of will I have enough time? And of course, There we go. Listen. So. There we go. All right, we're good now. Listen. So yeah, down here in Florida, 2 or 3 days. What was it? The second day I've been here? However long it's been. Um, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. The weather's amazing, obviously. But the weather is amazing. It's beautiful. I love some humidity. Obviously, over time, it gets overwhelming. I'm like, I get tired of it. But compared to all the other places I've lived, like the same. Like imagine being in Alaska right now. No, no, no. I'm grateful to be down here. I'll take whatever comes with it. Hurricanes, what have you. I'll take it. Found a barber. I had to go to my Hispanic brethren, but they took care of your boy. So yeah, it's been dope. Sipping on, this is a venti americano. No cream, no sugar. You understand? I need it black. You understand? So yeah, we chilling. We chilling. Have to go work out this afternoon. I'll be meeting with the people I'll be training with. I'll meet the owner of the studio I'll be working in, the person I'll be working directly under. I'll meet her and participate in her class, and so I expect that I'll be on the floor breathing heavily towards the end, just struggling to get my next breath. But I'm excited. I'm excited, and this has a lot to do with today's video, just as it relates to my goals for after the Air Force. I'm not getting out just for any other reason. I'm not getting out just because I was bored or because I had nothing better to do. I need to get my life back going in the right direction. So I'm definitely well established in my goal setting and the direction I'm trying to go in. Shout out Lee Attorney in the chat. I see you, Red. But yeah, I'm definitely focused, and it's also why again you see me more on YouTube probably in the last month, and up to now than you have probably the whole year of 2021 because I'm back focused more or less. So, but yeah, I want to talk just briefly because the studio I'll be working out tonight at is like an hour away. So we gotta get on the road. But yeah, I did write down a couple notes just as far as my goals are concerned. What I'm focused on, what the direction I'll be going in. This is live at Q&A. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat. I'll try to get to them. If you really want them addressed immediately, or you definitely want them to be addressed before the end of the live, drop them in a super chat, and I will make sure we get them addressed. But yeah, goals after the Air Force. Number one, and this is in no particular order, but I just work better when I establish an itemized list. Number one, and probably the main thing, the one thing that I must fix is my fitness. And not so much my ability to lift weights up and down, but the way I look. The way I look. Now, I can hear your thoughts. I'm like, bruh, what are those guns attached to your elbows, bruh? Like, aren't you different already? And of course, your boy got muscle. Your boy is strong. But I don't look like I work out in most cases. Like most people just look at my frame. My frame is large. I have a large frame. Some people erroneously call it big boned. I don't know where that term came from in the black community where we call people big. Like, are your bones bigger than the average person's bones? Why do you have bigger bones than average? I'm like, it's not true. It's not true to think that your bones are bigger and that's why you're heavier or overweight or what have you. But I do have a large frame. I'm 6'2", currently sitting around 250 pounds. So I'm the size of a well-endowed linebacker. And I don't play football. Like, no, call my fouls. Call my fouls now. So yeah, my goal is to be fit in every sense of the word. To be fit. A little timeline as to how I got to my current position of 250 pounds, being overweight. And again, it doesn't really matter whether or not you look good, because I get compliments of like, oh no, you look good for your size. Like I didn't even know you're overweight. I wear 6'2", 250 pretty well. I'm an extra large in my shirts. My jeans are like 34. But in most cases, like most people don't look at me and just immediately think, right, you look overweight. Most people just think, oh, I'm muscular. And there's some truth to that. But the ultimate test, at least for me, is, all right, if I'm fit, run that way. And just keep going. Run that way. When it comes to climbing stairs, do it. Fitness is more than just your ability to lift something up and down or your ability to look good in clothes. Often, when you think about running, it's what you do before you die. How long can you run before somebody catches you? And again, not everything's life and death. We live in a civilized, more or less a civilized society, so we don't get tested often in regards to a lion's chasing you. How long do you go before you fall out? But again, I'm self-regulated, and so I can't just apply my, like, I'm gonna go into society and they say, oh no, body positivity, don't change, you're perfect. I'm like, no, no, I'm self-regulated. I have my own goals that I establish relative to the environment I'm in, but also relative to my own goals, my own standards that I have for myself. And I have failed to meet them. In the Air Force and the environments that I was previously in, I failed to meet those requirements. And so I don't blame the Air Force for like me gaining weight, or being in Alaska for me gaining weight. I blame my eating habits, my choices of what I chose to put in my mouth and digest. If you eat Twinkies and Doritos and chips and dip and burgers and enchiladas, and of course there's going to be some residual. You're not burning all that off, especially in Alaska. I'm not going nowhere. Didn't do any cardio. So a lot of my decisions as it relates to emotional eating, of course, it does not work. It you can't outwork. You can't work out, you know, and then expect to get the results of someone who eats healthy and works out. Also, when as it relates to cardio and just the function of your heart, and your lungs, a lot of those things I just kind of, I lift weights. That's good enough. It's not. It's not. So my goal is to be fit. My goal is to be fit. My goal is to look fit. It's also why I don't often talk about fitness on this channel as far as PT tests or just overall, lifestyle fitness, because I don't look the part. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I hate the feeling of being a hypocrite, of talking about something and not being it, or not even living the principles that I'm talking about. So before I can teach fitness, before I can talk about fitness, because I have a ton of knowledge on the subject, a ton of head knowledge. I'm not worried about the certification part as far as getting my personal trainer, my certification, certificates. I'm not worried about that because the knowledge comes easy. I retain the information very easily. But when it comes to consider the source, do you want a fat gym teacher? Why are all these football coaches all overweight? The excuse, I was a lineman, it only lasts for so long. You're not a lineman now. Why do you still look like a lineman? So that's probably the number one thing on my plate right now is my eating, like buying groceries, not eating out, no DoorDash, no Uber Eats, no Postmates. Go to the grocery store and buy the foods that you want to eat. If you know you're gonna want junk food at some point, buy junk food that you're gonna know you want to eat and put in the house. But you're not gonna be eating junk food. You're not gonna be ordering just McDonald's every time. Like usually when I go to McDonald's, it's about $20 every time, because I don't play games. When I pull up into the drive-thru, bruh, if I go to Taco Bell, bruh, let me get 5 soft tacos, bruh. Let me get 2 steak quesadillas. Let me get like 3 of them things of them cinnamon twists, bruh. Give me a large Sprite, no ice. I don't want to see no ice in there, bruh. Fill it up. Hurry up with it, though. I'm not pulling around. Bring me the food, bruh. Your boy spends about $20 every time he orders food, and that's if I'm doing the drive-thru itself. If I order DoorDash, we're looking at $30 to $50 every time I order DoorDash. And there's been times I've ordered DoorDash twice in one day, 3 times in one day. This shit adds up quickly. Which leads me to my next point. Financial liberty. Essentialism, living beneath my means. Living beneath my means. Again, I constantly talk about on this channel about like the Air Force kind of lulling you to sleep slowly with the stability they offer. You know that check is guaranteed first and 15th. Guaranteed. Shout out to MTR. Mediocre tutorials and reviews, just kind of getting canceled recently. That's a thing. It's a thing. And nowadays you can get canceled for just about anything. If you have an opinion on anything, there's going to be someone who disagrees with you. If I say the light is on and someone says, hey, I'm blind, you offended me by stating something that is based in reality and truth, then of course you'll be canceled, and don't worry about it no more. Don't worry about it. Your income is gone. And so one thing I pride myself on is not only wisdom, and I do filter myself when I come on here. I don't say the first thing comes to my mind. I'm well practiced in filtering myself. I can't just speak my mind, and I don't just speak my mind freely, because there are consequences to your actions. There's no freedom of speech. There's liberty of speech. So I use wisdom when I come on here and I talk about anything. I talk about the war. I talk about politics, but it will be filtered because nobody wants to be canceled. And it's reality of the world we live in. So yeah, financial liberty. My goal is to keep my expenses so low that I don't have to work. I don't have to work. I don't have to. I'm not gonna get into the specifics of all my income streams. My goal is to not have to work, and it's very easily done when you're a single man, no kids, no expensive girlfriend. Note the qualifier expensive. I don't have children. I don't got no college funds I got to pay for. I don't have gambling debts. I don't have drug addiction. My vices currently are junk food, sugar, McDonald's, DoorDash, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Burger King, Carl's Jr. Those are my vices. So limiting those, it takes discipline, but it's not as difficult as trying to get rid of coke addiction or heroin or something. So yeah, it's not difficult to keep your expenses low. I don't need a fancy 3-bedroom house on the water. I don't. I need a room that has a bed, a good Wi-Fi, washer and dryer preferably, but it's not a need, it's a want. Being able to make a distinction between your needs and wants allows you, at least people in my position, to lower your expenses very low, to where it doesn't cost a lot of money for me to function, to live. I get to go to the ocean every day, and I'm not spending $1 million to do it. I don't need to wake up to see the ocean. I need to wake up to be able to drive to the ocean. It's way cheaper. I don't need a Bentley in the parking lot. I may want one. I definitely want a 458 Ferrari. I can afford the insurance on that junk. So I'm going to drive my Nissan Rogue until the wheels come off. I'm going to drive the Nissan Rogue. But yeah, just understanding where I'm at currently, financially speaking, and living beneath that. I need to spend less money than I make consistently over time, investing properly, diversifying my assets, investing index funds, mutual funds, what have you, TSP, but make sure my money is working for me. I'm not exchanging my time for money, exchanging my money for money, which means my money should be growing. YouTube is one of those streams of income where you make a video and that video lasts seemingly forever until YouTube or Google goes out of business, Alphabet company goes out of business. That video makes you money. I'm still getting paid from videos I made 6 years ago, 5 years ago. And of course, if you make it with the right intent, I'm not setting out to offend people. I'm not just making videos for clicks. I'm trying to make videos to help people that provides value in some aspect to where it stands the test of time, to where I ain't got to worry about people going through my catalog and saying, bro, we caught you saying some stuff, bro. Cancel committee needs to meet with you. I don't lose sleep over a lot of my old stuff. If anything, it's cringe, but I don't worry about being canceled over videos I've made with the intent of helping people. You can still be canceled by helping people, but it's not something I worry too much about. But yeah, truly understanding, if I spend less than I make, how long could I live on my savings account, on my investments, on my dividends, passive income. I probably would not have to work if I just don't buy a pair of Jordans every 2 weeks. What do I need Jordans for? I have one pair of Jordan Futures. I don't wear them. First of all, they're uncomfortable. They're just heavily uncomfortable. I have brand new polo boots. I've worn twice, I think. I got Chelsea boots. I've worn them like once. I need to get in touch with some, some stylist people to help your boy be different. But I typically wear Under Armour shorts, Under Armour socks, Adidas socks, Nike socks. I'm not a flashy dresser, although I probably should be evolving, because I have some virtual mentors online that are stating that we should consider our image as Black men. We should truly invest in our image, but that's another story. So we'll get to that at some point. But yeah, acquiring assets, just understanding how a business runs in the civilian world when I don't have the military backing me, supporting me. That's something that I'll be investing a ton of time in, as far as gaining sponsors for the channel, selling merch, things like that. I just spoke to a merch maker, essentially. Went by there and just spoke to the owner, and just considering certain things, just shopping around, pricing things and what have you. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm I'm cautiously optimistic about these goals, mainly because the way I overthink most things, I don't lose a lot of sleep over the things I plan because I study. Like Apple just dropped the event, I'm gonna watch the whole thing, and then watch like a ton of summaries and commentary over the thing, and then I'll understand pretty much. I just love studying. I love thinking. I love learning, and because of that, I tend to gain a ton of knowledge in the process. Watching one of lead attorneys' live streams, I'm going to learn so much about the court system, family court, divorce proceedings, lawyer proceedings, the costs thereof. You just gain knowledge. You gain knowledge, and then now because you gain mentorship, you can now avoid certain mistakes because some mistakes are immediately fatal. Some mistakes are extremely expensive. I don't need DUI to learn about DUIs. I can just go read the newspaper, watch a video on it. I'm like, oh yeah, it costs about 10 grand to deal with a DUI. Why get a DUI? Why drink? Is probably a better question. What's the productivity in drinking? Is it necessary? So things like that. I'm gonna get to the chat in a second. But yeah, I'm just trying to get through this real quick. Get some of the main ideas out. Of course, the reserves and Veteran Affairs, or VA. So for those you don't know, you have a choice to make between reserves income, where you work your 39 days a year, 2 days a month. You get income from that, you get paid from that. And then you have your disability compensation. So your compensation is going to be it's going to be expressed in the form of a percentage of your regular income from active duty. So I'm an E5 with 6, it'll be 6 years time in service. And so your VA disability is going to be a percentage of how much you were making. It goes up to 100%. And so if I get 50%, I get 50% of my income from active duty for the rest of my life. But you have to choose between that or reserve income. So depending on which one is more will determine a lot of my decision making. So I have some appointments lined up. I'll be in Orlando tomorrow. I got some appointments all around Florida that I have to go do. But that's all in pursuit of that disability. You serve well, you serve honorably, you get paid accordingly. So again, the benefits of the Air Force are amazing. The benefits of the military, they're amazing. But it does take some exchange. It does take some work to get those benefits. So keep those things in mind. But I'm not sure if I will be joining the reserves. I'm honestly not sure at this point. It's still an option, which again, you guys know I love having options. I put a lot of emphasis in developing and preserving my options, but it's not always. Sometimes one thing I focus on is don't be so stuck on this particular option that you can't notice or recognize a better option. People get so stuck and tunnel visioned on, I just want that one thing, and they don't realize, hey, well, this is actually better. It gives you that and more. It's kind of like my Palace Chase getting denied. I was broken. I was heartbroken. Trust me. I hit my commander up. I hit my supervisor. I'm like, bruh, I need out this military, bruh. I don't know why they denied my Palace Chase for manning. I don't control manning. No one at my base controls the manning of my base. My commander doesn't have control of the manning at my base. It's out of his hands. It's above his pay grade. So when they say, yeah, we're not gonna let you out early because the manning at your office, is too low. I'm like, well, fix it. It's not up to me. I qualified for Palace Chase. Well, after getting denied my Palace Chase, package, then I realized, and my commander helped me do this. I'm like, all right, well, you still have more options. Yeah, Palace Chase is one option and got denied. You still have more options. Don't be so stuck on Palace Chasing that you don't realize there's Palace Front. There's Skill Bridge. This option that I'm on currently it's so much better than what I was planning to do previously. And if I had let that one setback stop me and Palace Chase, let me go steal something so I can just put me out and I'll get a dishonorable, but at least I'll be out the Air Force. I'm like, rash decisions because of discomfort. And my commander helped me realize, yeah, this option got denied. We can't change that. However, there's a better option over there. And it wasn't, at face value, it wasn't better at first. But after I pursued it, I realized, yeah, this is way better. It's way better. I remember when I was walking up to the house here in Florida, my boy's crib, and I was just thinking to myself, this is such a way better option than what I was planning to do. And even someone like me who prides himself on being an intellectual, I'm up here with everything. I was picking a lesser option. There was a better option available. Some would call it settling. We dare not use that word, settling. Um, but there was a better option available. So yeah, do not be so stuck on an option that you can't realize there's a better option available. You can't recognize a better option. It's imperative that you stay objective even while making a choice. You realize, all right, this is on sale, but what if the same item that I'm about to buy is on sale at a different store for more? Is it worth the gas? Is it worth the time it takes to go over there? Being able to weigh options and discern using wisdom when an option is better than another option. So yeah, beware of those type of things. And then lastly, a main focus of me being down here is building relationships, networking, and building community in Florida. I'm not from Florida. I've only came here for vacations. I've come here multiple times a year since I've been in the military. Since my boy moved down here, I've come here multiple times per year, multiple times, and it's been very cheap vacation because all I gotta do is pay for a plane ticket. I've had cars to use. I've had a guest room to live in or sleep in. I'm grateful. Shout out to my boy Mike, Mariah, showing love. I don't take it lightly that transitioning from the Air Force, I'm not paying rent. I mean, I am paying rent, but it's not as much as living on my own. Being able to smoothly transition, it's a testament. It's the ultimate testament to friendship. Friendship. I'm very loyal to a fault when it comes to friendships and partnerships and giving my word to someone. I don't break that. Especially, and I'm reaping the rewards of that. I'm reaping the rewards of being loyal because now when I need help and now it helps me. I'm doing Skill Bridge, but I just happen to have a studio. It's like 30 miles away from where I'll be staying, but it's just the convenience of it because of the loyalty. And again, loyalty is not something that's just in abundance in 2022. Most people would just rather up and go and ghost and no, I'm good, don't worry about it, or yeah, I'll be there, and they just don't show up. It's kind of normalized at this point. But when it comes to friendships and people that stick their neck out for you, people that invest money for you, people that are willing to go out of their way to help you, be loyal because it pays dividends later, especially when you need it. Let's look at this chat. Let's look at this chat, man. Any questions you got, drop them in the chat. We'll try to get to it. Lee's her. You see me out here, man. I'm trying to make some noise. I'm trying to be like everybody else. Yeah, I was 6'3". Well, I'm 6'2", 250, and they better not try to send me to Ukraine. Your boy is dangerous out here. I'll be putting in work. Ian Beecher asks, "Are you transitioning to a new job right away or taking some time off?" I'm doing both. I'm doing both. So I'm transitioning into a personal training position, even though I'm not currently a personal trainer. But it's a skill bridge program. It's like an internship of sorts where you work in the studio, you work for those people. That's my ultimate. I'm still active duty, so I have to report there. I have to, like, they are my new bosses, and so I have to show up there whenever I'm scheduled or I'm supposed to be teaching something or learning something. That's my place of employment. Although I'm not getting paid from them, the Air Force is still paying me as if I was still in the office. But yeah, that's the job I'm learning. Also, I'm doing online schooling as far as my certifications to become a personal trainer. That's the program I'm currently in. So yeah, check out my videos on SkillBridge if you want more in-depth information on that. Did you hear anything good or bad about civil engineering field construction? My boy Chroma, he's been on this channel. He's in the reserves in Pennsylvania. He is entering the construction field in the Air Force. I met people that work in Red Horse, which is, I don't really know why there's a distinction, but they build stuff essentially. They ride the fancy tractors and backhoes and what have you, the earth movers, and they build things. They travel around the world and they build airports. They build flight lines. They build buildings. As far as the good and the bad, they work a lot. Their hours are long. They work in the heat. They work in the cold. They're building stuff. So obviously it's probably gonna be taxing physically, and probably also mentally, depending on the environment you're in. But yeah, I haven't heard anything too bad. But obviously it translates greatly to the civilian world because it's It's building stuff. Civil engineering, it's part of STEM. You're building. So obviously, a lot of these skills, a lot of these certifications, these licenses that you can gain, they translate very smoothly to the civilian world. So I definitely recommend it. I don't want to do it because it's too physical for my taste. Like I prefer to monetize my mind and my body. So I don't pride myself on standing in dirt and getting my hands dirty. Like my cuticles should be clean at all times. Like I like to look down and yeah, my cuticles should be clean. So yeah, uh, it's not my cup of tea, but it's definitely, if you want a job in the Air Force that translates to the civilian world, and it takes little to no retraining. Like you don't get out the Air Force and you gotta completely learn stuff from scratch. Civil engineering is a great field to go in. HVAC, plumbing, electrical technician, all those type of career fields translate greatly to the civilian world. So definitely a lot of perks there, but it is hard work. It is hard work. You're using your hands. You're working with your hands. You're on your feet a lot of the day. You're getting dirty. You're out there in the sun. You're getting tan. You're in the cold. It's hard work. So yeah, you're definitely earning your check there. Definitely earning your check there. It's a great question. Do you ever see yourself creating a brand or products like Alphalete once, God willing, the YouTube money starts rolling in? The YouTube money is already rolling in, just obviously not as much as a Christian Guzman or some of the big YouTubers. It's coming in. It's just not as much. It's definitely not as much. But yeah, it's something I constantly think about, and I watch Christian Guzman. He made the blueprint. He has the blueprint on his channel. All you gotta do is just go watch it. He documents. He documents. He documents. He documents. If he starts something, if he fails at it, if he succeeds at something, he documents. It's why I document on this channel. It's why I set up my goals and I try to help people in their process, but also document my own process, my failures, my successes. I document. I have videos on BTZ. I have videos on honor grad. I have videos on how I felt my first AFSC, how I passed my next AFSC, how I studied for staff, how I made staff. I document. And so, of course, not everyone's going to have an iconic brand like Alphalete or Gymshark. Not everyone's, Anaka. Not everyone's going to have a worldwide brand that just immediately blows up and takes the world by storm and is, worldwide recognizable. But that's why I'm trying to build my community here. And so, of course, you guys are my supporter. You guys are people that help me build something. But of course, I love quality. And so I have my hats, actually in my car. But that's my prototype. That's my favorite hat. That's my hat. And I'm not selling it currently. It's something I did discuss at my earlier meeting. But it's not something I'm just going to start selling stuff. I did at one point kind of test the waters, like, would people buy stuff if I sold stuff? And people do support. People definitely support. Even on this channel, people do support. They show love. But yeah, I'm in no rush to just start putting my name on t-shirts and just, hey, buy this. I'm like, would I wear that? I wear Under Armour. There's specific reasons why I wear Under Armour. I like their texture. I like the texture of the shirts. I'm not a huge fan of these collars. I like my collars to sit like so. Like I don't like my collars moving. Like once I set the collar, do not move. And this collar's not too bad. There's some wiggle in it. It doesn't fully sit against my neck, but it's all right. The fabric's nice. It's breathable. It's comfortable. Hugs the arm. So if I need to get different on somebody, they already know what it is. You understand? So, yeah. At some point, there will be a brand that I will probably bring about to the people. But yeah, we're still in the planning phase, and I don't like rushing things because when you rush, you cut corners, you get exposed later. There's plenty of stories about YouTubers that just sell the first thing that they can just, if they'll buy it, I'll sell it. And people buy it and they realize, yeah, this product is subpar. You didn't put any time and effort into this. You're just selling trash, or you say you're selling personalized training plans, and yeah, they're not personalized. They're a training plan that could or couldn't work. Who knows if it actually works? Just selling stuff. I could easily do that, but I don't want my legacy to be, he's a scammer. He's just, no. So, if anybody's ever bought my one-on-one consults, I always go over the time. I think the time limits are 20 minutes and an hour. I always go over. And there's no time limits on it. If you buy a 20-minute, we'll probably still go an hour because I'm trying to over provide value. I'm not here to just trying to steal your money. I'm I'm getting paid from YouTube either way. If you watch and you dislike the video, if you watch and you like the video, I get paid either way. So it's definitely my intent to sell something quality, such as an Alphalete or a Gymshark, to make sure that my audience not only gets what they want, but I get what I want as well, which means not rushing, not rushing. So great question, great question. Yo, Chick-fil-A be smacking, you understand? Like, I ain't been there in a minute, but Chick-fil-A know when I pull up, don't play with me. Like, just bring me the spicy chicken deluxe. Deluxe, mind you. Hold the tomato. Hold the tomato. Um, I guess I'll take some fries too, but yeah, don't play when I pull up in the drive-thru, bro. Like, bring me the stuff. Don't make me ask. Any plans on investing in real estate? Yes. Yes. Of course, when I mentioned my goals, I didn't mention real estate because I mentioned the basics. I mentioned the pillars. Financial liberty, which means I need to be established first, which can involve real estate, but not immediately. There's something called a VA loan that I already knew about it, but I learned more in depth about what it is and how to access it through the TAPS class, the TAPS Transition Assistance Program, through the Airman Family Readiness Center. And of course, you can go find out about any. You can access it way before you separate, or during your separation. You can access that VA loan while you're active duty or while you're in. But that's one way I plan on getting into the real estate market is the VA loan. How you? Because obviously there's certain rules associated with it. Like you have to live in the establishment that you're buying. So my ultimate plan, I won't go too in depth in this because it's just a thought at this point. I'm not taking action on it yet. But buying a duplex, buying let's say a duplex or a 3-unit, establishment, and living in one of the units and renting the other ones out. And if you rent it out high enough or just above what it costs to live there, you make profit. And I look up and now I'm in the real estate market. Also, Airbnb is a way to kind of sneakily get your foot in the door as far as real estate is concerned. So yeah, those are just a couple of ideas that I have as relates to kind of get into real estate. It's more of a long-term goal for me. It's not short-term. My short-term goals are what I've kind of addressed in the beginning of the video. So, great question. Haven't got my VA disability yet. I'm in the process of that right now. I have a lot of appointments coming up. I got one tomorrow. I'll be in Orlando tomorrow, as I mentioned earlier. If you're in Orlando, hit me up. We can grab lunch or something. But yeah, in that process currently to get the VA disability. For those of you who don't know, VA disability, as long as you serve honorably, in most cases, you can get a general discharge. I think the only one you can't have is like a dishonorable discharge. But in most cases, you qualify for VA disability. And it's where you just claim whatever's wrong with you. Anything that happened before, or like anything that happened after you joined the Air Force, anything that was aggravated by the Air Force, any secondary causes, anything that was aggravated because of something that happened in the Air Force that's not directly, might be a correlation to it. There's a lot of different rules that you can measure by. But ultimately, if you serve and there's something wrong with you because you served, it doesn't have to be causation. It could be correlation. But yeah, you can claim disability, and as long as it's documented in your medical records, you can claim it, and then they'll pay you. They'll pay you for it. Now, it's not that linear. It's not that cause and effect. It's not that direct. But it's typically how the system works, and it's how it's supposed to work. Is that, all right, if you were in the military and now you have asthma because you're in the military, or something happened to you, sleep apnea or something, or like me, anxiety. Like, I didn't have anxiety before I joined. Somehow I joined and now I have anxiety. I went to Alaska and now I left Alaska with anxiety. They pay you for it. So, yeah, just be mindful of that when you're separating. I don't think there's a statute of limitations as far as if you've already gotten out and you haven't applied for them. Apply for your VA benefits. If you are a veteran of the United States military, apply for your VA benefits. Apply. I'm not saying you'll get them. I'm saying apply. You're giving away free money, free resources, mental health resources available. So, yeah, you need to apply. At least ask a question. Go to the website. So yeah, might be a disability. I don't have that yet. I'm not even sure I'll have one, but I'm applying. So it's a benefit that's available to you. Hey, you had Starbucks, bruh? I see you. Matter of fact, let me sip this real quick. Your episodes. They're low on manning, but make it extremely difficult to enlist if you got any medical issues, which is many people sadly. That's facts. That's facts. Now other branches might make it a little easier, but a lot of people want to join the Air Force. Like it's the easier branch, it's the corporation branch. So of course, people want to go where it's the path of least resistance. I could be military, but I'm not holding a gun running into action. So yeah, it's different. This is a dusty question. What do you plan to do after the Florida? I ain't leaving Florida. You understand? I ain't leaving. I might go overseas. I don't know. I'm not thinking that far ahead. That's just caused me anxiety. Trying to think that far ahead after Florida. I just got here, bro. It's been like a couple days, bro. I just got here. Daniel says, "What up, Ray? Been watching your videos for a little and just want to say I like the content philosophy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I need to get back in my philosophy bag. Philosophy is my bread. I love philosophy. I'm an amateur philosopher. Love it. Love it. The dilemmas and the questions and morality and the religion and the questions of the universe. Why and why not? If and then and but and or. I love it. What else we got? Wave Car asks, do you ever regret joining the Air Force? No. No. The Air Force is not one of my regrets. I have a lot of regrets within the Air Force. I think I made videos about that. If not, then I'll probably make one. Yeah, I don't regret joining the Air Force. I have some regrets of things I could have did better, things I should have did better, things I should have been more conscious about, things I should have did that would have put me in a much better place currently. But regretting the Air Force, no, not at all. Everybody send up prayers for ATVs going to the Army. We send up prayers for him and his future and his struggle and yeah, we put up prayers for ATV. My first AFSC that I failed was radio frequency transmission systems. Anything having to do with radios and what have you. It's just radios and dealing with communications and various other things that are attached to that. Lead attorney asks, now that you are at the Air Force, will you come into the manosphere? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I wanted to be canceled, I would just cancel myself. No. Whenever it's kind of like entering a group that is highly controversial, even though there's a level of truth being conveyed, if that group has a stigma, it's kind of like, I'm going to join OnlyFans, but I'm going to make cooking videos. You're making cooking videos. It's not wrong. It's cooking videos. But because you're on a platform that already has a reputation, a stigma attached to it, when you say, what do you do for a living? Oh, I do OnlyFans. People are not going to think that you're cooking on there. They don't care that you're cooking on there. People are going to assume that you're cooking and you're probably naked while you're cooking or something. So the manosphere, again, so much truth is transmitted from the manosphere. A lot of the red pill content has changed my life. It's helped me. It's grounded me. It's put me in such a better place, a better headspace, better mental health. It's made me more productive. It's made me more passionate, more ambitious in certain areas of my life. That I watch manosphere daily, because it's not all wrong. And I don't agree with all of it. I don't agree with every voice in the manosphere. I listen to a lot of different voices that comes from that space. A lot of my success with women has come from the manosphere. Not all of us are incels that are watching this stuff. Again, the stigma associated with the manosphere and the red pill content is that there's nothing but incels just sitting in their basements, touching themselves. And that's all. They just hate women and they just don't want to be relationships and they're just going to touch themselves. And it's not the case. It's not the case. Men finally have a voice to speak up for ourselves. And now we're realizing that we have a lot more options than we've been considering. And so, yeah, the manosphere is definitely valuable. Again, there's a lot. It's kind of like judging a whole belief system by its perversion. You have the few people that make the whole thing look bad because any extreme ideology is wrong. If it's too extreme, it's wrong. If it's extreme, it's wrong. If it's radical, it's wrong. Because most things have nuance. And if you can't convey something properly, you're just going to radicalize the few. And the only voices that get heard are the loud voices. People don't listen to the nuanced voices. MTR is one of the greatest, especially as it relates to being nuanced. You really can't tell which side he's on. I will also shout like the roommates. Quite objective. They talk to men and women. Even Kevin Samuels, he talks to men and women. Most people just don't realize he was talking to men before he was talking to women. And of course, one demographic would be like, well, why is he being so, his tone is too rough. Why he's talking to us like that? Listen to how he talks to the men. He dragging us through the mud, bruh. If I called in, he'd be like, bruh, what? You broke bastard. You overweight. What? It's facts. That's why I don't call in. He's like, we can call in for. But I don't watch live streams anyway. But yeah, the manosphere is definitely valuable, but I prefer the talking points, the topics themselves, versus just being associated with the whole brand. My brand is my brand, and so I definitely love to have the conversations, especially with people that are part of the manosphere. But as far as my branding is concerned, I pride myself on being objective, being rational, and being me. And yeah, of course, there's a money grab. It's kind of like buying real estate before it was popular. Like some people, they owned 1,000 horses before the first car was invented, and then they own 1,000, gasoline cars before Tesla came along. There's constant evolution, and people are able to recognize like now streaming is a thing, and now podcasting is a thing, where there are some people that were doing it way before it was popular. There's people that are doing YouTube way before YouTube was paying people to do YouTube. So there's always going to be some visionaries, in the front. But I'm very, very slow to chase the crowd. Very slow. I will sit here with my 12,200 subscribers or 400 subscribers and slowly grow. 100 subscribers a month. I will gladly do that if it means that my reputation stays intact. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things that, as long as I'm cooking, but I'm cooking on OnlyFans, I can't keep my reputation intact. Just because the views are over there, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of views to get. I prefer my reputation. And it's so hard to build and keep a reputation, but it takes a matter of seconds to destroy it. So, yeah, I'll be staying in my lane, and you'll hear a lot of the talking points. You'll hear a lot of the subjects, and I love a good debate. I love bringing on people and discussing ideas. But associating my brand directly with a different brand, yeah, we'll pump the brakes on that. But we'll see. I never say never, because I might pop up one day and just, hey, I am the manosphere, and I'll just go off on it. So we'll see. I think I answered this yesterday. I know this is a weird question, but have you ever dealt or met toxic supervisor, NCO boss that like to vent out on their subordinate because they have an argument with their family or something like that? I touched on this yesterday. Check out the live stream that I did yesterday. There's no timestamp for it, so you might just watch the whole thing. And support your boy. But I will be chopping that live stream up into clips, and so you'll probably see that clip up at some point. But I'm not going to answer that completely again. But it's definitely a thing. But it's more of a stereotype. It doesn't happen as often as you might think it happens. So, yeah, go check out that live stream from yesterday. What else we got? Wave Car says, what do you do about anxiety? I struggle with it, but I can ever go to a doctor because I will lose eligibility. Are you in the Air Force, Wavy Carter? Because that will be a huge factor. If you're already in the Air Force, go to mental health and deal with your anxiety, because it's not going to go away. It's going to accrue. It's not going to go away on its own. So deal with your issues. Even if you're not in the Air Force yet, if you wanted to join the Air Force, all right, you have to ask yourself and prioritize what matters now, what matters more, and what matters most. Prioritize what you value most. I would always tell people, you can be successful outside the Air Force, which means you need to prioritize your mental health at all times. At all times. because the Air Force doesn't make your life easier in every situation. It may make your finances better depending on where you're coming from. It may make your job security better. It may help you travel a little bit more, but ultimately it's going to add more to your plate than it's taking off your plate. So yeah, I would address your mental health in whatever place you're in, because you only get one mind, you get one brain, you get one set of hormones, you get you can't just easily replace these things. And so you should constantly be aware of, all right, if I need to address this, I need to address this, whatever place you're in. So yes, there are consequences to addressing certain things. There are consequences. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. What else we got? Piece 123 asks, "Hi, I remember when you wanted to cross train. If you were given the job you wanted, would you have stayed in?" Yes, yes. I was about to deflect and say it depends, and I don't know. Yes, if I would have got the job I wanted, I probably would have definitely stayed in. But that wouldn't have addressed the anxiety. No, I'll take that back. I don't know if it would address the anxiety. Just because I switched to a different job in the Air Force, it probably still would have been there. The anxiety probably still would have been there. So honestly, I don't know. But to answer your question directly, if I got the job I wanted, I probably would have stayed in. Yeah, probably would have. Loadmaster or something flying. But even then, that might have gotten old, and I would probably hated that. And I'm like, oh, bro, I just want to get out the Air Force. So who knows? But yeah, a lot of the stressors from your everyday life comes from the job you have and whether or not you enjoy it, whether or not you get fulfillment from it. So that's a major factor in most cases of like, do I enjoy what I do every day? Do I wake up excited? Like right now, when I wake up and I don't have anywhere to be, and I just wake up and I go to the gym, go to the ocean, go clean my car out like I did today, and then go live, and then go back to the gym. Yeah, it's fulfilling. I feel accomplished when I go to bed at night. I feel excited to wake up and check my phone and then start editing, and post clips and what have you. I enjoy that process. So I'm getting a lot more fulfillment now that I have more time to myself to pursue what I want to do. And of course, you still got to make money. So I'm working all day long. Like I'm not on here just to talk. Like I'm on here to feed myself. So it's definitely something that you have to mix business with pleasure, but also seek that fulfillment at the same time. So what else we got? Similar question to the last one. If you got your first AFSC choice instead of finance, do you think you would have stayed on active duty? So this is a bit nuanced, mainly because when I came in, the list of jobs I had doesn't match anything associated with my current list or preferences as relates to jobs that I would prefer now. 6 years ago, the jobs I wanted were all like highly complex. Like, y'all got fusion reactor trainees? Let me get that. Let me get bomb maker. Let me get atom splitter. Let me get doctor and Air Force lawyer. Oh, and let me get pilot. Like I was going for the most complex job titles. Like I just want a prestigious. Like I wanted a big time job. And now the current place I'm in now, I want to be happy. I want peace. I want stability. A little bit of risk, but ultimately peace is what I value. Contentment is what I value. So I'm not going for the hardest job I can find. I'm not. So the jobs that I chose at the beginning of my career are much different than the jobs I would choose now. And that just comes from wisdom, experience, mentorship, but also self-assessing and understanding myself. So a lot of jobs that people come in and they list when they come into the Air Force, your desires and your values and your view of the world, especially your perspective as it relates to the Air Force and your perception, all that evolves to where after 6 years, at the beginning of my career, I was talking it all up, bro. This is amazing. I got my own room, bro. I don't got to pay rent. And then now I'm like, bro, I'll pay dirt cheap rent to get my own space. It don't cost a lot, but I don't have to work 10 hours to sustain it. I ain't got to go to a place I hate. So yeah, your perspective will change over time, as your career evolves and what have you. So great question. It's an interesting question. If you join the military as married and later get divorced, will the luxury of living off base be taken away? No. No, this is one of the loopholes that a lot of people take advantage of because people just want to get off base. And it's one of the worst reasons to get married. It's one of the absolute worst reasons to get married is to just jump through hoops to sign a dotted line, tie your social security number to another person's social security number just so you can move off base. Yes, you're going to make more money, but of course your bills are going to increase as well because now you might, depending on what city you live in, you might have a commute now that might exceed an hour. Like DC is a horrible place to commute. You might have, depending on what you choose, an apartment or a house or a condo or a townhouse or something, it might cost more money to live there, and you might be getting paid more. Kind of like my BH in Cannon Air Force Base was $765, but to get a apartment that looks like anything that you want to live in, you're paying over $765. So it costs more money to live in a quality establishment. So, I don't recommend it whatsoever to just rush to get married. You know, I know people that married their friends. I'm like, yo, let's get married so we can get these dorms. It works, but yeah, it comes with baggage. It comes with things. Divorces in every state are not as easy to come by as marriages. Marriage is available to most people. You can just jump in today. A divorce, it might take a minute to get out the divorce. In particular states, you might have to be separated for a while before you can get the divorce. So if you meet the love of your life, but you marry your friend or your buddy, and then now you try and get married, it might take a minute. Who knows? So, yeah, the luxury of living off base is not taken away just because you get divorced. So yeah, just beware of those type of things. Beware of those type of things. Do I ever want to collab? DM me, DM me. But yeah, I'm open to collabs. I did one the other day and the audio was trash, so we have to redo it. Pissed me off. It pissed me off. Audio, I'm telling you, the video could be trash. The video can be trash. There could be no video. It could just be a thumbnail that people use for a podcast or something. But the number one thing that matters on YouTube is audio. And I've made it a point multiple times to comment if somebody has a podcast and their audio is trash. I'm like, yo, podcasts are audio first. Yes, a lot of people are doing secondary video and what have you. But if you say you're a podcast, the primary conveyance of information is audio. Even in video form, the audio matters most. And then content. Content matters as well. And then video. I pride myself on having quality on everything. Like I want quality video and quality audio. And then quality content. So yeah, the podcast I did the other day had amazing guests. She's also a YouTuber as well. But yeah, it was just the audio was bad. The audio was bad, and I couldn't in good faith put it up and like expect people to watch it because I wouldn't watch it myself. So yeah, I tried to fix it in post. Try to put a noise gate on it. Like the echo was bad, and the mic was picking up the speakers, and it was bad. I was like, nope, gotta let it go, redo it. So that'll be coming soon. But yeah, focus on audio. If you ever have any ambitions to start a channel, focus on audio because that's what people care about most. What else we got? Finally, some non-Air Force questions. Do you have a favorite comic book superhero character? So as much as of a nerd that I am, I unfortunately don't have a lot of that type of nerdum. I'm gonna answer the question though, because I don't believe in deflecting. I'm gonna answer the question. Do I have a favorite comic book superhero? I would throw out Wakanda. Shout out Wakanda. Shout out the continent. Shout out my people. You understand? Shout out jerk chicken. Shout out fried chicken. Shout out my people. You understand? Shout out Kobe. Shout out continent. I don't read comic books. Garfield, I guess. I think Garfield was a comic book. I'll say Wakanda, I guess at this point. Black Panther did his thing out there. You understand? Captain America was dope. I'm not sure if that's even comic, but I know the superheroes. Who else? Superheroes. I like Batman. Batman is dope because he got that billionaire energy. He pull up on them and like, bro, we got a spare car laying around. What was that? Lamborghini Huracan? Sure, you know, drive that around. The Batcave is dope. I would love to do a live stream in the Batcave. It'd be dope. All the fancy gadgets, what have you. But yeah. I don't know. I've never been a huge superhero person. Bro, you see me out here, man. Kobe been different for a minute, bro. Like, I'm not gonna let Kobe die. In my world, Kobe's still here. Kobe's my superhero. To keep it a buck, when it comes to like my security questions, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, but you're gonna have to answer multiple, security questions getting my stuff. But when like the question comes up, who is your childhood hero? It's Kobe. It's Kobe. It's Kobe. Who's the GOAT? Kobe. Defend your position. No, it's Kobe. Don't argue with me. It's Kobe, bro. You understand? So yeah, I mean, I still got a pair of Kobe's in my back seat that now, I don't wear them all the time because sometimes people pull up on me and you're like, bro, let's get a bucket. Let's get them ones real quick. I'm like, bro, you don't want this work, bro. I'm different. You understand? I'm different. I'm gonna beat you with this. My body don't even got to be on 10. I'm gonna beat you with this. I'm like, bro, like I've been different for a minute. But yeah, I keep my Kobe's in the back seat just in case people get silly. And like, bro, you pull up on me in person. Like, it's one thing to be on the internet, but you pull me up on person, bro. I'm gonna get buckets. You understand? I'm gonna get buckets. The only person I probably wouldn't play 1-on-1 is probably Professor and Hot Sauce. Not Hot Sauce. What's his name? Bone Collector. I'm too respectful. I'm too respectful to run up on them boys because the boys was born doing this. Like their whole livelihood depends on them doing ones. But if I get ball first, if I get ball first, it will be interesting because, bruh, I got that let go. You understand? I have the let go when it comes to getting buckets from behind the arc. So, we'll see. But yeah, as far as favorite superheroes, Batman probably Batman. I'm a huge fan of the Dark Knight. I plan on seeing the new Batman movie. So yeah, great question though. Great question. I definitely enjoy answering things outside of the Air Force. It just gets tiring trying to come up with Air Force topics. I'm like, bruh, ugh, but it is what it is. What else you got? I think I answered this yesterday. Would I join a different branch? No. No. If the Space Force is available, I'll probably join the Space Force, but no. Air Force. Air Force is the best option available currently outside of the Space Force, which is still the Air Force. So, what else we got? So we got some Kobe fans down here. That's necessary. That's facts. You understand? That's facts, bro. When we get buckets, we reference Kobe immediately. Like, ain't no LeBron, nothing. I don't bruh. Lakers struggling to make the playoffs, bro. Like Kobe was rolling over his grave talking about some play-in tournament. Like, nah, bro. No, bro. Like, we get buckets, bro. Yo, Philly ain't going nowhere, bro. Philly going straight to the top after the Harden trade. Bro, that's cap. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but the 76ers aren't going anywhere. Why? Because history is clear. Now, they are better. This is probably the best Sixers team I've ever seen. The best Sixers team I've ever seen in terms of assets. But it's James Harden. What has James Harden ever did in the playoffs? What does his resume look like in the playoffs? He's Houdini. The greatest magician we've ever seen. He disappears. No. Embiid, he's him. Embiid is that nigga. But that's it. He's still by himself. It's unfortunate, bro. I'll make the rules. And at some point, Harden's going to be like, you know what? I'm tired of being a Sixer. I want to go somewhere else. Force a trade. Wait for it. I don't see Philly getting through the Bucks. They might not even make it through Brooklyn. I mean, let's say nephew Ben Simmons comes back with a vengeance. And you're like, yo, I'm about to give y'all buckets now, bro. I've been practicing my jumper, which, no, it's improbable. But let's say he just wakes up one day and decides to get buckets all of a sudden. Can't nobody guard him, man. He's same size as KD. All he needs is a jumper. That's why people are so mad he ain't got one. But yeah, I don't see Philly going anywhere. It's unfortunate, but Philly is not like that. They don't have a playoff history. Embiid has it, but that's about it. And they're supporting Kaz is Maxey and nephew and Christian. What's his name? Anybody worry about Philly like that? Anybody worry about Philly? What else we got? What about Allen Iverson? I'm guessing you're referencing the GOAT? No. He's top 5 in handles, but that's about it. That's about it. Nobody loses sleep over AI. I used to have some AIs. I used to wear his shoes, but no, no. Kobe is him. It's not even close. What else we got? Do I watch anime? No. So I got recommended to watch like a certain type of anime. I can't get into it, and let me not cap. I've never tried to watch anime, because I just can't. I guess I'm a boring individual. Apparently, it's more popular than I thought it was, but I just can't get into it. Maybe you have some recommendations. Maybe I'll give it a try. What else we got? Russ Wilson got traded to Denver. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's a good trade. I mean, Seattle's been dormant ever since that dusty play call where they decided to throw the ball instead of run the ball with beast mode. I'm like, who's in charge of this organization? Who's making all decisions over here? It's like 2-3 yards, bruh. Run the ball. Run the ball, people. So yeah, Russ should have been gone. He can bring I'm looking at mess with Sierra and Future. I ain't even gonna touch on that. But yeah, it's probably a good move. I mean, Jonathan Taylor was doing his thing last year. Yeah, just amazing running back. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, they got weapons, so maybe you can follow in Peyton Manning's footsteps, make some moves. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. This coming season will be definitely interesting. We saw Aaron Rodgers re-sign, highest paid NFL player in history, $152 million guaranteed. He's different, especially after losing in the first round. I'm like, bro, they paid y'all like that for losing? That must tell you what talent, talent will get you paid, bro. When you can do something that no one else can do, back-to-back MVPs, bro, they will pay you if you can do something no one else can do, because you got paid $152 million guaranteed, $200 million contract over 4 years to lose, bro. The winner's not even getting paid that. That's crazy. You got more commercials than anybody. Like, think about that. I wish I got paid to lose. Look good while doing it. But to go out in the first round, like, you got one Super Bowl. You got one Super Bowl, and they paying you like you Tom Brady. Tom Brady didn't even take that much money. He took a pay cut constantly to have the right weapons around him, and it's why he won so often. Patrick Mahomes, he getting paid crazy, but he still took a pay cut to make sure he can get Tyreek on the edge. He got nephew tight end, O-line on 10. You got weapons. Aaron Rodgers had a weapon and still ain't do nothing with it. So the NFL is definitely interesting. I've watched the most NFL I've ever watched this past season. And so now I'm kind of ingrained, like, just watching the saga of will Aaron Rodgers leave? Will he retire? Will he re-sign with Packers? It's always something. It's always something. And then Russell Wilson kind of got on the bandwagon, like, let me say some stuff too. I want some attention. And it's just constantly something. Lamar Jackson, you should have been you MVP. But now Herbert making noise, obviously Bengals quarterback, like he doing his thing. So it's definitely interesting now to watch. Dak Prescott's still gonna be. He got his contract restructured. He ain't doing nothing. Like, ain't nobody worry about the Cowboys, bro. Like, y'all might make the playoffs and y'all might win a game, but nobody's worried about y'all. Y'all can have the most amazing defense, but ain't nobody losing sleep over the Cowboys, bro. We don't care. Like, all these Cowboy fans, I promise you, I love the Patriots, and I'm a Patriots fan because they win. I'm a Lakers fan because Kobe was a winner. He's a winner. He's a winner. People love winners. So, yeah, Rodgers. I'm a huge fan of Brett Favre, and because I'm a fan of Brett Favre, I always have a soft spot for Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers and that whole community. But hey, who said that? Hey, I would expose you, bro. Listen, I might be. At least when it comes to NFL. I've been a Lakers fan nonstop. Even when Kobe was there, Kobe left. I've been a Lakers fan. So I will always be a Lakers fan, even after LeBron leaves. and they try bringing some dusty replacements, I'll still be a Lakers fan. But yeah, I'm definitely a Patriots fan because they're winners. Alabama fan because they're winners. I'm not from Alabama. I never lived in Alabama. I'm an Alabama fan and I'm a Patriots fan because I follow winners. And then everybody else kind of fit, UConn basketball, Kentucky basketball, UConn basketball. We'll see where they fit in. But as far as everybody else, no, we're not losing sleep. We're not chasing losing franchises. This just cause extra stress that we don't need. Extra stress we do not need. I'm too busy for it. Ever watched Naruto? Nope. Don't even know what that was. That anime? Nah, never watched that. Attack on the Beach, Bleach, Haiku, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Ball. I don't know what none of that is. It sound like song names. Ain't nobody worried about no AFC, bruh. NFC West is the hardest conference in the league. The AFC different now though. Like the AFC got some high powered quarterbacks though. Josh Allen on 10, Burrows on 10, Mahomes on 10. Like, yeah, the league is changing. We got a ton of young quarterbacks, a ton of new talent, in the league now. So we're going from a primary, these pound the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball to pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, and these high power offensive, especially these offensive coordinators that are becoming head coaches. The league's become high powered scoring, high powered offense. So you still got your defenses like in the Saints and the Bills are up there too. But yeah, defense will hold you into a game. It'll keep you in a game, but offense wins games. I mean, if a team's going to score 35, 40 points every night, what are you going to do? I mean, you're doing the best defense you can. They still going to get 35 on your head. So, yeah, the league's changing. Just like the NBA's evolving. Sports change. Facts. Do you have a lot of free time in the Air Force? Depends on your career field. But to answer your question directly, yes. Yes. In most cases, you have a lot of time. If you have a career field like, if you're working 12 plus hours, security forces, flight line, aircraft mechanic, you might have less time, but you're still going to have time. And so what you do with it matters. What you do with it matters. A couple more questions. What's your take on cryptocurrencies? I'm not invested in currently because not only is Bitcoin crazy expensive, of course you can buy percentages of Bitcoin and what have you, but I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And maybe it's not for me to understand. Maybe it's just for me to just jump on the bandwagon and just do it. But I just don't understand it. And again, I'm someone who studies everything. I don't understand to a point where I can invest properly. So I haven't touched it yet. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey, y'all down here bringing smoke, bro. We not doing this. Browns and Baker Mayfield is so dusty. You understand? Baker Mayfield, and I noticed like this has become a sports live, but who cares? Baker Mayfield trash, absolutely trash. How y'all let Odell Beckham? He leaves, gets him a ring immediately, and of course causal versus correlation. Cool, but he was a weapon, and he goes to Super Bowl and eats, gets injured, but he still ate. Like he fed the team that day. Baker Mayfield, bruh, you got an O line. I would say a top 10 offensive line. You got weapons. What else you need, bruh? Oh, he was injured the whole time. Go get surgery, bruh. Why you playing injured? Yeah. Browns fans, Lions fans, people that just struggle for decades. Like we're not talking about years. Like, we got bad season, barely made the playoffs. Talking about for decades, y'all not making no noise. Texans, y'all ain't making no noise. Y'all had Deshaun Watson, he got in hot water. Y'all ain't making no noise, bro. Y'all struggling. Don't nobody want to watch that. Don't nobody want to watch that. Definitely ain't sitting in no stands in no cold weather watching y'all do, flounce around, chasing the ball. I'm not doing it. Will Lamar Jackson ever get to the Super Bowl? Probably not. Probably not. Lamar Jackson reminds me of the Clippers, the ones that had the Lob City, Chris Paul, Griffin and Jordan. It's fun to watch. He's fun to watch, but y'all ain't won nothing. Y'all ain't won nothing. Lamar Jackson, I think I picked him a couple years back for my fantasy league as my quarterback. He got me points. He ain't win nothing. So yeah, he's MVP, but yeah, you still got to win. It's like Rodgers. He got the MVP, but he's not winning. So that's always the thing. That's always the thing. So will he win the Super Bowl? Probably not. Probably not. He just runs too much. You need to be able to throw consistently and mostly. Running is going to get you hurt. That's why he's been hurt constantly. Like running will get you hurt. You're not that big compared to who's hitting you. So yeah, I would stay in that pocket. Just stay in the pocket, bro. You have a long career like Tom Brady, like Aaron Rodgers. You get the bag. They will bring you the bag. You see Aaron Rodgers just got the bag. Stay in the pocket and throw the ball. Stay in the pocket, throw the ball. I'm confused why people want to run the ball so much. What else we got? Daniel says, I wonder if the NBA is seriously going to go through with moving the 3-point line back. They keep talking about it. I don't see the point of it. I mean, people going to pull up from 50 anyway. Steph Curry ruined the league already. You got youngins pulling up from 30, 40 feet. LeBron even pulling up. You know, Dame been pulling up for a minute. Ja making noise. It's you might as well leave the line right where it is, because as soon as you move it back, and you know this is a 4-point line, people are just gonna start shooting from there. It's gonna be a thing to where now people are shooting from half court, the 6-point line. I'm like, anybody trying to watch that? You're just throwing up stuff. So yeah, if they do, they'll make the NBA even more unwatchable, because I only watch highlights on Instagram. I don't watch full games. I don't have time. I would love to go a game in person, but that would be like a whole event. I'll make a day of it. But sitting down and watching a 2-3 hour game to watch people miss layups, I'm like, no, pass. Couple more questions, then I gotta go. Bruh, what the hell? Russell Wilson is the era's Michael Vick. Hell nah, bruh. Hell nah. I would give that to Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. Not no Russell Wilson. Hell nah, bruh. I gotta go. Appreciate everybody watching. Everybody participated. Everybody asked questions. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm headed to go get my second workout of the day, to lift something heavy, to get this weight off your boy. And yeah. You guys see the beard, bro? You guys see me trying to be different, bro, out here? Like, it looks scruffy as hell. I didn't do too much to it. I took the neck beard off because we ain't trying to look rough out here. But yeah, 6 years of shaving. Your boy needs to get different. You feel me? Like, your boy needs to be having a little bit of James Harden going on. Like, so we'll see. Just keep some coconut oil in that junk and just let it do its thing. Just let it grow. So we'll see how long I'll be able to grow it out. Who knows? It'll be interesting. But yeah, I will catch you on the next stream, probably tomorrow, depending on how my schedule goes. But I do appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate all the support. If you'd like to hire me for one-on-one consult, links in the description. If you'd like to request a certain topic on a video, links in the description. Everything can be found down below. If you want to support the channel in any way, financially, Cashapp, everything is down below in the description. I do appreciate all the support on this channel. But yeah, I will catch you on the next live stream. Say what's good to your boy.